As a leader, you wear a lot of hats. You guide, you manage, you pasture, you teach. And when your people are right there with you, inside your four walls, whether that's an office, a sanctuary, a community center, or a classroom, you know they're safe, you know they're supported. But here's the harsh reality. Leadership doesn't just clock out when the doors lock. Okay, let's dive into this. Because this is the critical gap that honestly keeps so many leaders up at night. What happens when your people go home? What happens when they step off your campus and out into a world that, quite frankly, doesn't always have their best interests at heart? The truth is, your people are navigating a really complex, often predatory world entirely on their own out there. And good intentions, well, they just aren't enough to protect them.
I want you to just picture the real-world scenarios happening to your members right this second. Think about an elderly member of your community targeted by a highly sophisticated tech scam, and suddenly her entire life savings is drained. Or imagine a terrified young man who simply doesn't know his rights or how to de-escalate a tense traffic stop. Or how about a hardworking family hitting an absolute brick wall trying to buy their first home, all because nobody ever sat them down and taught them how credit actually works? These aren't just inconveniences, these are the devastating crises that literally dismantle communities from the inside out.
But listen, it really doesn't have to be this way. And that brings us to an absolutely incredible Chicago-founded 501c3 nonprofit. It's called the Cobraback Foundation, or CBF for short. Now, CBF was founded by E. Dixon, who is a longtime civil servant and was built on one very powerful, absolutely core belief. When people are informed, supported, and connected, communities rise. That right there, that's the shift from just worrying about your people to actually giving them grounded, actionable hope. So what is the actual tangible solution? Well, the Cobraback Foundation has developed something they call CBF Life Lessons. Now, I want to be super clear about this. We are not just talking about handing out casual pamphlets or sending a link to a couple of quick YouTube videos. No way. These are highly structured, professional, online, certificate-bearing courses. They are designed from the ground up to protect and empower your community. And honestly, the best part is that your members can take them entirely at their own pace, right from their phones or laptops. And this brilliantly illustrates their approach. Instead of just throwing a random laundry list of courses at people, CBF targets real-world impact. They focus on three absolutely critical slices of life: financial freedom, safety and de-escalation, and protection. It basically creates this comprehensive invisible shield around the people you care about most. Let's look at how this actually plays out in practice across their life lessons. Under financial freedom, look, we aren't just talking about, basic budgeting 101. We're talking about intensive financial literacy, step-by-step strategies for credit building, and a dedicated home buying course that takes someone from the very basics of a mortgage all the way to closing day and building generational equity. Under safety and de-escalation, they literally learn how to interact with law enforcement to drastically reduce risk. That's their safety and compliance course. That sits right alongside de-escalation tactics and a really eye-opening course on the influence of groups, which protects against dangerous crowd mentality. And for protection, there is a massive phishing and scam awareness course designed specifically to safeguard your most vulnerable members from every major hustle out there. So the big takeaway here is that there are exactly 7 of these deep dive courses. Every single one represents about 8 to 10 hours of substantial, progressive learning. We're talking 20-plus chapters per course, chapter quizzes to make sure the knowledge actually sticks, and this is huge, they culminate in a formal certificate of completion. Your people get real, tangible results that they can proudly hold in their hands or even slap on a resume. So why does this matter so much for you as an organizational leader? Well, just consider the alternative, right? An unformed community where you just kind of cross your fingers, hope for the best, but have zero real visibility into the struggles they face outside your doors. Contrast that with an empowered community partnered with CBF. When you partner up, you get a specific referral code for your organization. Your members enroll, and you actually get to monitor their progress in real time. You get to celebrate every single certificate they earn. You aren't just hoping they succeed anymore, you are actively tracking their empowerment.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're wondering about the budget. Let me completely put your mind at ease here. Empowering your people through this program is highly accessible because it's designed by a nonprofit for nonprofits, churches, schools, and companies. The per-member pricing is incredibly affordable. Plus, they offer significant volume discounts for larger groups. So cost is absolutely not going to be the barrier that stops you from protecting your community. Which really brings us to the most important question of this entire explainer. You obviously care deeply about the well-being, the safety, and the growth of your people, right? So will you be the reason they knew better, did better, and lived better? Partnering with the Cobra Foundation isn't just some nice little perk to offer, it is a vital responsibility. It's about stepping up to ensure that when your people walk out of your doors today, they are fully armed with the knowledge they need to survive and to thrive.
Listen, do not wait until the next crisis hits a family in your organization. Take action on this right now. Head over to cobraback.org and simply click Partner with Us to create your organization's account today. Give your people the exact tools they need to protect themselves, to protect their finances, and to secure their futures. Because at the end of the day, an informed community is an unbreakable community.